sat around Saturday night, 10 o'clock Eastern time, 9 o'clock in Oxford, and watched that thing Charlie Sheen did on the internet, and you realize right then it's over. That's it. There's nothing new out of that thing. There's nothing interesting out of that thing. It was kind of gross. It was kind of basement-y stuff. Kind of one guy trying to be funny, but with no new information, and his posse sitting around laughing at him because his dad's the rich one. But now we're learning he's working on a new show for Mark Cuban's HDNet. We're told Charlie Sheen and Mark Cuban are still working out the details, but the cameras are already rolling, which comes after Sheen did this thing for which he's already apologized over the weekend. Sheen's Corner, it was a gem.
I'm unveiling this for the first time on live computer vision. There it is. Can we see it? Do we see it?
Where
Can we see it?
What is it?
What do you think it is?
A tattoo?
Yes, it is. Yes, winning.
No.
Winning.
What?
Guess what we're doing? Guess what we're doing all day, every second. We're winning.
Winning is dead. It did have a counter at the bottom, so you can see how many people were watching this. What did he call it? Web vision. It had a counter there, and you could just watch the people going away because it was awful. But the winning tattoo might have been the highlight of it all. He spent part of his rambling 52-minute web show lashing out at his critics. Of course, Charlie Sheen's troubles are nothing new. Let's keep in perspective what we're talking about here. In '95, a UCLA student accused Sheen of assaulting her because she refused to have sex with him. He settled out of court. 2 years later, Sheen's then-girlfriend, Brittany Ashland, accused Sheen of slamming her head into a marble floor and threatening to kill her. He initially pleaded not guilty, then changed his plea to no contest in exchange for fines and a suspended sentence. Fast forward 2006, his then-wife, Denise Richards, took out a restraining order claiming he had abused her and threatened to kill her. 3 years later, his wife, Brooke Muller, claimed that Sheen threatened her with a knife. Police charged him with assault and menacing, and he entered rehab. And just a few weeks ago, she took out a restraining order against him. With us now, public relations expert Fraser Seitel, Kings County, New York prosecutor from the borough of Brooklyn, Josh Hanshaft. Fraser, I was thinking about you while watching this the other night, night before last, and thinking Fraser would string him up and beat him for doing this because it was a disaster.
Right, no, it was unwatchable. It was
He even
sad.
Apologized in a tweet later.
Well, no, he should have, because it was sad. And of course, the tattoo said winning, but it's becoming more like whining. And I think you're right. He's beginning to reach a tipping point, if you pardon the expression, of people saying this act is old. I mean, he's irrational, he's erratic, he's delusional, he's a crackpot. We get it. He's getting very close to Lindsay Lohan, Dennis Rodman territory. You know you've got a problem when you go for career advice, as he's acknowledged, to Mel Gibson. He's getting close to the end.
The accusations are that he has a very violent streak, and there is some evidence to back such a thing up, according to the people who have looked at it.
We don't have to wait till this gets to court. I mean, legally, you could just see he's a train wreck. We're all watching it. It's going to unfold, and it's, you know, you can be in any field and see that this is going to end up where these children should be taken out of the house because Charlie Sheen's a wreck and his wife's a wreck. I mean, it just should be, you know, we can end it now and see what the end's going to be. They're going to be taken out of the home because every time we look at what's the best interest of these children, the children are what's really at jeopardy here. I mean, Charlie Sheen can do what he does to his life, she can do what she does to her life, but the children are what's in the middle of this, and that's what you got to be concerned about.
I mean, I was enjoying winning as much as anybody else, and watching the Twitter followers go up and all of that, and it was sort of like watching a car chase, and then you remember there are those kids, and there are these employees on that show, and he's asking for $3 million now, and he's bringing in reporters to help boost him. It's just, it's sad and it's gross.
Right, and he's getting to be not bankable. You say Mark Cuban is now exercising the right to make him a star.
I don't know.
Mark Cuban owns CNET, which is an internet broadcasting company. Nobody watches it, so he's taking no risk. On the resume, from CBS to CNET, you know, tells it all.
Who watched 2.5 Men again? I mean, what was hip and cool and interesting about 2.5 Men?
But it's the same people who are watching this train wreck, people who are almost enjoying his real life, you know, disaster.
I don't know. There are a lot of young people in the demos who've been really enjoying this Twitter phenomenon, but I'd be willing to bet that anybody who watched this thing the other night feels differently now about this guy. I mean, it was a reminder of the brilliance of producers and writers.
Right, and the question is, he's rich, and he's got psychophants, and he's got enablers, but he's getting to be unbankable. The public relations advice for this guy is very clear. It doesn't take a gene splicer. He's got to get help. That's number one. then you go on the publicity redemption tour. What he's done is he's done it backwards. He's gotten the publicity first without getting the help.
No, I agree. It's you know, I think it hit a point early, and I think now it's getting really dangerous because now not only is it going to be what all the viewers are looking at, and their opinions change very easily,
Yeah.
but once the legal people step in and take kids away, everybody's going to change.
I know he rehabbed himself and all that, but one more lapse in a bad, violent thing, and it's going to be mighty sad, and we're all going to feel kind of
Which will be
slimy.
pretty quick.
Speaking of slimy, we're going to get to the matter in Wisconsin. That's just next. Stay with us.